Professor Roger Penrose is utterly wrong with his model of gravitational singularities. Because if only in one point of the universal space that we observe, the gravity would have infinite value, then the entire observable universe would have infinite gravity. This is because once we have something, let's say in space, let's say gravity, as is proposal of Professor Penrose, that in a given point is infinite, then let's say that this point is here in the front of my nose or in the front of your nose. The gravity is infinite. And then you go away from your nose 10 centimeter, 20, 30, and you ask yourself, what is the value of the gravity here? In mathematics, it's valid that once we have infinite value in a given point, we can go as far as we want. This value will not diminish. Only finite values can diminish in mathematics. So, infinite values can never become finite. There is no possible, let's say, that the infinite let's say that natural numbers, they are infinite. Okay. So we know in mathematics there is a cardinal number of infinite natural numbers. This cardinal number can never turn in some number of natural number that would be finite. Infinite can never turn into 10 on 20, let's say, newtons, if we talk about gravity force. Never. So Professor Penrose, he is a mathematical physicist, but he didn't take in account that the infinite can never become finite. And opposite is also valid. A finite value can never become infinite. So if we want to really progress physics, we have to throw out singularities of any type out of physics. Infinite temperature, infinite pressure, infinite gravity. All this is just a bullshit. Physics, it's a full of bullshit. We have to clean physics of all this bullshit that was somehow loaded on physics in last 100 years. That a space-time that space-time exists, that time it's a 4-dimension of space. That also is a bullshit. Universal space is time invariant, and universal space is not empty. Universal space is a fundamental energy of the universe, which is 4-dimensional. And in the center of the black holes, energy density of space is so low that atoms become unstable. This is what is happening in the center of the black holes. Energy density there is so low that atoms become unstable and they fall apart into elementary particles. This is the case. So this old generation of physicists will will never change their mind. They will talk this nonsense forever. And you know what is the main problem of physics is today? If you have a very good article that it's saying something new. I can tell you I've experienced this myself. Never ever an important journal will publish your article. If the impact factor of the journal it's more than one, nobody will publish something new. Because in the top journals, you can only publish what is in accord with the established paradigm. And now we are crying now for last 20 years. There is no real progress in physics. Normally, it's not a real progress. It cannot be real progress. Whatever you do that is something new, they will block you. I published an article in Nature Physics Scientific Reports about mass energy equivalence extension on the superfluid space. There was a small mistake in the article because the energy density is not at minimum on the surface, but in the center. But anyway, we have been discussing on this, and I say, listen, I can improve this. I will write a erratum because it was not a big deal. The main idea was actually that every physical object is in relation with the energy of space. That is diminishing energy density of space in its center exactly for the amount of its energy and correspondent mass. And this pressure of space actually is inertial mass. Inertial mass is not rest mass. They even don't understand this. And they retract my article. They retract my article. This is it in physics. Nothing will be discovered until these academic advisors will have enhance everything, because every scientific article that you send into publication, the first thing, there are some kind of scientific academic advisors. All these old guys, they should drop physics 20 years ago and go for a walk, or let's say talk with the grandchildren. They are still sitting there, they are still reading articles, they don't understand them, and they say this will not go in review. So reviewers never receive articles that are really good, because academic advisors, they take over, and they really manage that nothing new can be published in physics. But in the last 20 years, I tell you out of my experience, a lot of bullshit was published, a lot of bullshit. This is the case.